On the eve of the 50th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Australia and the People's Republic of China, this video looks back at the evolution of the relationship between our two countries, particularly following the normalization of relations in 1972. Australia and China have both changed a great deal in the 50 years since diplomatic relations were established in 1972. On first glance, the changes in China, economically, socially, and politically, are more dramatic. But Australia is also a very different place compared to 1972. Both countries' economies have enjoyed comprehensive reform in the last few decades and seen real benefits to their societies. When we are talking about the establishment of diplomatic relations between Australia and China, we must mention a great Australian Prime Minister, Gough Whitlam. Gough Whitlam was the 21st Prime Minister of Australia, in office from 1972 to 1975. In July 1971, Gough Whitlam, as leader of the opposition, embarked on a historic trip to the People's Republic of China. Gough Whitlam was one of the first Western leaders, in opposition at the time, to make high-level political contact with the most populist communist power in the world during the Cold War. And the visit demonstrated Whitlam's ambition to reimagine Australian foreign policy and reposition Australia in the world. His 1971 visit to China not only paved the way for diplomatic relations and a resumption of important trade, it changed how Australians understood China in our foreign policy and opened the way to public support for engagement with Asia on a new basis of equality and mutual respect. In 1972, within 3 weeks of taking office, the Whitlam government had negotiated an agreement with the People's Republic of China to establish diplomatic relations between that country and Australia, cementing a radical shift in Australia's outlook on the world and its region. For decades, Australia had looked to China with distrust, anxiety, and paranoia. The Whitlam government's establishment of diplomatic relations allowed a mature cultural, social, and economic relationship to develop. This is a black and white photograph of the Australian Labor Prime Minister Gough Whitlam during his historic visit to China between 31 October and 4 November 1973. Dressed in a long coat, Whitlam has his ear to part of the circular echo wall in the Temple of Heaven in Beijing. Further along the wall, others are doing the same. Among a small crowd watching Whitlam is Australia's first ambassador to China, Stephen Fitzgerald, dressed in a coat and tie. Beside him, with her arms crossed, is a Chinese interpreter. In those 5 decades, the value of trade between Australia and China has grown 1,000-fold. China is Australia's largest trading partner. Australian resources have helped power China's economic growth. Both China and Australia are great countries. Our peoples have sincere feelings for each other and are eager to exchange ideas, engage in mutual learning, deepen friendship, and seek common development. History has proven that China and Australia are fully capable of achieving harmony and diversity, seeking common ground while resolving differences, and becoming an exemplary model of peaceful coexistence and win-win cooperation between countries with different cultural traditions, political systems, and development stages. A healthy and stable relationship is in the fundamental interest of our two countries and our people. Mutual benefit is the imperative and only pathway for the development of China-Australia relations. We have 50 successful years behind us, and I'm confident that with goodwill, hard work, and mutual understanding, our relationship will continue to flourish in the decades to come.